The BRICS coalition of countries. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They're having a meeting. The meeting is next week from the time I'm recording this video. That'll be October 22nd through the 24th. The meeting is taking place in a place. The meeting is taking place in a place. You like that? The meeting is taking place in the place called Kazan. Kazan is a little city in Russia. It's about 10 hours to 12 hours east of Moscow. Why is that important? It's not really. That's just where they're holding the meeting. While BRICS is named as those 5 countries, the acronym, there are 5 additional countries who have been accepted into BRICS. Those countries are Egypt, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Ethiopia. Now, currently, BRICS is saying that they're holding off on acquiring additional members. A number of other countries, 34 is what BRICS is saying, have expressed interest in becoming a part of BRICS. Some people think that during this next meeting, between October 22nd and 24th, there will be an announcement. I don't know about that, but the people who do think there's going to be an announcement are leaning towards the very important announcement of a new settlement currency between countries, a move away from the so-called world reserve currency of the petrodollar, the US dollar. Some people think this new world settlement currency, or the BRICS settlement currency, will be called the unit, and that this unit will be backed 40% by gold. Now, personally, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens at this meeting, but I kind of doubt that'll happen. It seems that whenever people get really pumped up about something, myself included in the past, you get pumped up, you think everything's pointing one direction, it's going to happen within a certain time frame. Poof, doesn't happen. Just like releasing this next song I'm working on. It hasn't happened yet. We're moving on. Moving on from my failed next release. Current failure, because I haven't released it yet. It might be a failure when I release it. Nobody knows. So we have the BRICS thing going on. Meanwhile, in 2023, there were 5 notable bank failures. I believe there was a 6th failure. That was the Citizens Bank. I think that's what it was called in Iowa. But for the purpose of the FDIC's website, as an example, there were 5 major bank failures in 2023. Those banks included First Republic Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, Silvergate Bank, and the Heartland Tri-State Bank. I'm looking at my notes, if you wonder why all the cuts in between those bank names, because I couldn't remember them all. What's going to happen next? Are we going to see more failures, especially as the end of 2024 approaches? Some people think that if Trump gets elected, the bankers in charge are going to trash the economy. They're going to pull the plug. Stuff's going to explode, go wild. A lot of hoopla, failures, stock market failures. Who knows? There was one noted billionaire who said that if Kamala is selected as the next president, then he's going to pull something like $9 billion out of the market, which would cause major ramifications. A lot of people in the alternative financial media think that mathematically there's no way out of the economic financial crisis because of the way our currency is designed. All currencies that are not backed by anything, fiat currencies, return to their intrinsic value, which is nothing, eventually. Now, will it be a sort of cataclysmic boom crash of all the currencies, of the US dollar in particular, or will it be a slow boil? Everything taking a while to really hit people, right? There's no getting out of it. Now, people who are super loaded with cash, I mean those people with many hundreds and hundreds of dollars in their accounts, those people might be okay right now. But those of us who own RME interfaces and a few plugins they may not need because of poorly timed decision making, we're the ones who are really hurting, right now because we have to go buy hot dogs. If you live close to a Costco, close enough to make the fuel trip worth it, who knows when their prices are going to go up, if they've already gone up. One person who is not hurting from the current economic situation is Mr. Warren Buffett, Mr. Super Billionaire who still drives an old beat-up crapper of a car. Guess what? I covered in one of my previous videos that he has been selling a lot of Bank of America stock. He has continued selling Bank of America stock. Some people think Bank of America is going to be sacrificed among the collection of big bankers, big banks. They're going to be allowed to fail. Perhaps at that time, other people who've gotten eaten up, destroyed, hurt, damaged, will be shuffled into other big banks. And maybe that's when cryptocurrencies would come out and take over. Maybe if you have an account with Bank of America, you ought to consider that possibility. Did you come here for advice? That's your fault. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's a consulting group called Claros, Klaros. Claros Consulting analyzed around 4,000 U.S. financial institutions, banks. And according to their report, they think around 282 of those are quite risky. They may be walking on a razor blade. Those are my words, not theirs. They didn't say walking on a razor blade. They used politically correct corporate speak. I'm telling you. But they don't tell you which ones they are. They say, 282 of them. Whoa, it's up to you to guess which ones. I tell you what, you think Bank of America is one of those? I'll bet they are. And while they say 282 have met their little risk assessment profile on the crap meter, I bet there are more than that. I bet there are a lot more than that. There's my 2 cents. You wanted it? You got it.